My name is Irina Dvorovenko. I'm former principal dancer with American Ballet Theater, also over 10 years designer for Irina and Max collection for Bloch. And past 5 years, I transitioned into a new career as an actress on TV and in theater.
Hi, my name is Maxim Beloserkovsky. I'm a former principal dancer of American Ballet Theater, and for 25 years I'm married to this one. We met a long time ago. We met in school in Kiev, Ukraine. We're a year apart. I'm 1 year older, and so we used to see each other like in the hallways and acknowledging each other and sort of seeing each other's success. And over the years in school, developed desire to dance together. But because we were in different classes, the school partnership never happened. So, and then we both joined Kiev National Opera, and that's when we start building the partnership and start putting together a full-length ballet, Giselle, Swan Lake, Nutcracker, everything. Then start touring the world, and then slowly the partnership, the stage partnership, grew into
the more serious relationship.
Yeah, affection, yes. And that's it. And I think we got married in I don't even remember. That's how long it's been. God.
1993.
1993. Yeah. So it's been 25 years this November. Yeah. Oh, for me it's very easy. I always had the feeling that it was a school, and then it was her. It's hard to, because I have to go back into mentality of 11, 12, 13 years old. So it's like a group of us, a big school, probably like 200 kids. And then all the years, I just remember her be ahead of all of us in so many ways. Talented, and then her teacher also recognized her talent very early. And Irina started participating in all the competitions. And in former Soviet Union ballet competitions, they were very much part of the culture. So she was always on TV. So she sort of became like a star child of the school. And it was years after years, and it was more and more of recognition and everything. And she was sort of like that pioneer that we all kind of look up to. Well, that was my impression of her for all the years.
All the years, what I remember that Maxim was one of the kind young man. He has the most beautiful, unique body type for a ballet dancer, and catching with him up on during the like 10 minutes break, he makes everybody laugh. His sense of humor was absolutely amazing, still is.
Thank you.
And it's just makes me be near him, and because he makes, even without knowing each other, without even holding hands, he just made me feel so wonderful and great. And my desire was to find for myself a perfect prince. And as Maxim said, that it was not possible. So desire was, for many years, very strong. And it's only happened later on in the theater, when both of us joined the theater.
I joined ABT in 1994, and I spent 18 years. And I went through all the ranks of the company, although when I auditioned for ABT, which was also interesting and funny story, because it was a summer of '94, and I came to New York, and I took class of late David Howard. And the door opened, and Kevin Mackenzie walked into the class, and as I found out later, there was a girl auditioning for the same company, for ABT. And Kevin was there. After the class, he came to me and we started talking. I had very broken English. He invited me to his office the next day, and he said, would I be interested in a position of soloist in the company, which was, I mean, extraordinary.
A dream come true.
Truly a dream come true. And I said, well, it's just absolutely, I can't start in September, but I will start November. He said, I don't care. And I said, yes, absolutely. Then he called the next day and he said he looked into his current contracts. And unfortunately, the contract of the soloist is not available. Would I be interested to accept a last year of corps de ballet but he promised that I will never stay in the corps de ballet, just for me to get into the company. And it was a little bit emotional drop, and but I agree, and I joined the company in '94, and in the early '96 I was promoted to a soloist, and then into principal dancer in 2000, and I've been principal dancer till the last day of the company, which is 2012. So experience in a company, I mean, it's one of the greatest. I can't say it was easy, but I would say it's one of the greatest, because now I have to go back and I have a different mentality. Sort of, it's a little bit out of the industry as a dancer. I can revisit the years with the company and work and meeting of incredible people, teachers, ballet masters, ballet mistresses, choreographers, somebody who I worshipped when I was growing up back in Ukraine. I had no idea that one day I could meet Mikhail Baryshnikov, Anthony Dowell, Natalia Makarova, Twyla Tharp, and list goes on, that I could share the stage and actually partner Cynthia Harvey, and I could be in a studio with Mariana Cherkassky, and I actually did my peasant pie in Giselle when Fernando Bojones did his last Giselle at the Met. So that you can only dream, and it just proves that maybe sometimes dreams do come true. So it's been wonderful. It's been rough. It's been difficult. It's been like that, and I believe that the dancers will support and understand what I'm trying to say. That you can't say, "Oh, my career was just incredible or fabulous." It was like a horizontal line. No, ups and downs, injuries, questioning of self-worth, and am I moving in the right direction? Should I stop? Should I revisit, revalue, all of that? But overall, EBT made me. So that's the bottom line.
For me, it was a little bit different story. I came to United States with Max after a tour with Bolshoi Theater. So that's why Max said he started a little bit later when he joined the company. And I asked to take classes with American Ballet Theater. And first, Kevin Mackenzie's impression about me was, right now, I don't have soloist and principal contracts for you, but you're allowed to take classes, and we'll keep an eye on you. So it took a while. So I think a year passed, because I was also guesting a little bit around, and then Kevin was a little bit still kind of hesitating and said, I cannot offer you good contract right now, but I really appreciate your talent, and I think you're going to be wonderful in the company. And so I agreed to take the corps de ballet contract, with the exception that I will sit on the rehearsals but never going to stay or perform corps de ballet. I said I never done it. I joined right away as a principal dancer back in Ukraine. I didn't even graduate at the ballet school. I was 17 years old when they asked me to do full-length Don Quixote. So I never even done the soloist roles. So for me, it was like a shock. Oh my God, how can I do? I cannot stay in the corps de ballet. I'll freak out, because my personality is so wild when I'm on stage. So, and that's what happened. He said, oh, like in the end of August, we're coming back to work. So that's going to be your first kind of date. I said, well, before we come, can I know at least what I'm going to do? Because in less than 5 days, the company leaves to the Brazil for the performing Bayadera. And he said, sure, I learned the pas de trois. So I spent like 1 month by myself, a little bit preparing the shades, last variation for the pas de trois. And then show up first day in the rehearsal, pretty much ready, nervous but ready. So at least I know a little bit, and my body knows. And I sat in the rehearsals for the corps de ballet, and then I did my pas de trois rehearsal. And then the same evening, I think Kevin called me home and said, Irina, Kristen Dunham, she was the principal dancer at the time, she's injured and she's out. Can you do Gamzati opening night with Jose Manuel Carreño? I said, sure, I will. So that was my first jump in. I didn't dance the pas de trois, I danced the principal role, Gamzati. So, and that's happened not once, it's happened a couple of times, because my first debut on stage with the Metropolitan Opera House was also emergency. Amanda Makera was injured, and they asked me to do full-length Swan Lake. with Vladimir Malakov. And then, of course, the audience seen me first time, and it was a lot of people who came to see Amanda and said, "Oh my God, the ballet girl gonna perform the Queen of Swan." And then I remember Clive Barnes wrote in his paper that, "Oh, this star was born or discovered or reborn." And it was funny that we have the tradition that in our company that when you have the opening night or premiere, we invited usually guests who come after performance and bring back champagne and chocolate to celebrate you and thanks everybody. So I invited, of course, everybody, and it happened that Caroline Kennedy and Blaine Trump was also backstage wanting to meet me. And I was pouring the champagne in the plastic glasses offering them.
Just also want to point out that at that time, I think we didn't know who Blaine Trump and Caroline Kennedy were. So when they enter your dressing room, and I was there pouring the champagne in plastic glass and just offering, and it was a little
silent moment. But
moment.
also it was very honest and from my heart, so it was very, very sweet. So I had a very rough beginning because my personality was bubbling, and I've done all majority of the classical ballets, and for me to step down and start learning soloist part was very, very challenging and hard. But still, I did perform soloist and the principal roles, and it took a little time, but then I got promoted to the soloist as well, and shortly I got promoted to the rank of principal dancers. And all my experience through the years with American Ballet Theatre is wonderful, because it's the company which makes you dance different styles, and you dance a lot of classical ballet because it's a base, but also you could challenge yourself and dance Twyla Tharp and different type of contemporary ballets, which is wonderful. And the best time when we perform at the Metropolitan Opera House, because you know that the audience is expecting you, people all over the world flying to see you, and you feel some love and warmth from the audience, and it makes your heart just blossoming that you're doing something beautiful and wonderful and makes the people happy. The collaboration with Bloch, how did it start? So before that start, I've been designing my own leotards all my life because my mom is very handy, and also she was a dancer, but she has the habit to sew everything, cut, knitting, everything. So she's been doing all my leotards and warmers, and so we worked together. And we had a bit negative experience when we tried to present this collection, because dancers keep coming and asking me, "Oh, where can we buy this? Can we do this? Can we?" So once we had bad experience that people kind of take a look and then stole all our ideas, and we lost pretty much everything. We didn't get anything. And then I was searching for the point shoes, right point shoes, and I started wearing the Bloch. And I wasn't happy with certain issues, and then person named David called me. I had not a clue who David was. And we started to talk about specific model for my point shoes that I like that. I would prefer to have this and that. And then also start, pointing to him that we design in our own little collections, and he said, "I'll be really interesting to start working with you." And said, "David, what are you doing for Bloch?" He said, "Well, I'm actually president of the Bloch." And Max "Oh my
funny.
God,
I still remember
you were
this
criticizing there's no tomorrow."
For 30 minutes, she was let David having, because it was like, I want this way, and this I want it that way. You know, this ballet talk about point shoes, the specifics of the fit, the comfort, the style. I mean, there's just a lot. So for 30 minutes, I want this, no, I want this, I want that, I want that. Then in turn, the last question of the conversation, "But David, what actually you do for Bloch?" And then he said, "Well, I'm CEO." So we just dropped that. From that moment, we established very strong relationship, and it's over 15 years, I believe.
Yes.
And he understood.
He trusted us, and then he took a challenge and a risk, I would say, and slowly, year by year, dancers started to appreciate it and love it, our product more and more. Now we have the multiple collection of our booties, as well as the small collection of dancewear. And here's our Irina and Max collection for Bloch. So we started designing it, the reversible jackets, so you could wear the both ways, and the pants which is very light, and for the dancers it's essential to keep the body warm between the rehearsals and for the warm-ups. They're very easy to pull together. It's nice to travel with them. I think this one, boys and girls, gentlemen and ladies loved it because it's very thin and light and really cool. You could rehearse the contemporary ballets in this outfit. This is also a cute outfit for the ladies to look a little bit refreshing and sexy during the class or rehearsals. This comes in 2 colors, in black and in a silver. And we do have in our collection one leotard. Just open back. And also we have the big jumpsuit, which is gonna keep your legs and your waist, your back warm during the warm-up. So that's pretty much our little, it's also reversible, I think. You could wear it both colors. So for price of one, you could get the 2 different outfits. So this is our mini collection, besides the booties by Irina and Max, available at the Bloch stores and online.
Well, it's another dream come true, you know, because when we had the talk, it was a talk, but from talk to reality, it could be
it takes time
eternity.
To grow.
And I remember meeting at his apartment because we had to bring some sort of samples or ideas or fabric or just trying verbally to explain what exactly we want, particularly with the booties. The booties didn't exist at that time. And to convince him, because, you know, it's his brand, it's money, it's labor, it's everything, and convince him that this is something that
it's
must
a necessity
be,
that dancers must have.
The warmth and the comfort of dancers' feet, the lightness and
that you could warm up in them. You could walk between the rehearsals, keep the feet warm. So it's actually.
And it took years and all of that. Let's do this way, let's do that way, and then slowly. And now, when you enter the store and you see the shelves just.
And it's worldwide, which
and
is
it's
really
everywhere.
great.
And with the social media, you know, you go on Instagram, you start sort of going and see dancers all over the world. Bolshoi, Mariinsky, Paris Opera, Royal Ballet, colleagues, the people that you've never met, younger, older dancers, and you see that they wearing your brand. I mean, it's truly
even the ballet schools, which is great.
Even Kiev Ballet School, which is incredible. I see the Instagram of my school when I had my graduation class 30 years ago, and I see the same place that I stood at the bar, and there is a boy standing there wearing my booties. I mean, this is just, funny. I could never expect anything. I mean, it's incredible, simply incredible. The difference between Dance Prix de New York compared to probably other competitions is the educational side of that, which I'm a big believer. Growing up in former Soviet Union, the technical aspect of becoming a ballet dancer, as well as mental nourishment, and
was part of our ballet school.
It was probably like maybe 50-50 or maybe even, I don't know, 60-40, but it was not just you have to jump higher and turn faster and you will be a great dancer. There was so much more
knowledge, which was put the seed in your brain.
They ask us to think, to analyze, to develop your taste, why you consider so and so good and why this is more superior than this. So it was really part of the education, and I believe till today that it built such a strong core inside me and Irina and some of the dancers coming from that time, from that structure of
ballet
education.
School, because I think we learn not only classical ballet, and we didn't have contemporary at that time because it was not in our country, but we learned the historical dance and of course character dance. We had the acting lessons. They taught us how to play piano. We learned the history about every composer. So it was a lot to put, in you. So when you perform, you have a fuller understanding of the character you're presenting on stage. So it was much deeper. It's not just 5, 6, 7, 8, learn the steps and go. It was the history, where did it came from, what the style was, what the etiquette. So the more knowledge dancer had, the more well brought it's much more interesting to see intelligent dancer than just rhythmically, physically active, beautiful dancer. You want to see more intelligent dancers more.